actually was born in 1402, Northwest 3rd Street. So my mom and dad got married, and that's the first house they lived in. So they had me in that house. So in that house is me, my grandma, my aunties, uncles, cousins, Kemi, Marquis, Didi, Bebe, everybody. So it was a 5-bedroom house, but it was at least 18 people. And I'm talking, you had to get it how you live. You got to, wherever a bed at, you get there. You got covers, you don't have covers. It just, we sleeping wherever, however, but that was home. That was where it was. Grandma Irene have always been the one key figure that always been in the house and over everybody. Like she's that lady. Everybody respect, the whole neighborhood community knows us. Even in my church, she's Mother Irene. That's my grandma. Everybody loves her. Everybody respects her. Like, I know I cuss like a sailor, but like I was born in the church. Going from Miami to the military was super strange. Like it was a total culture shock. And honestly, I didn't know how to adapt because being from Miami, we talk different than everybody else. So like I didn't know how to communicate. So I really didn't say anything to nobody. The ASVAB is how you like qualify for the Army. I ended up scoring great on the ASVAB. I'm like, bro, I'm not military. I don't know what it is. Army, I'm not even sure what it is. So I'm like, bro, they not gonna take me in the military. Like I think I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna come back. I'm like, Mom, the man finna come. Like I get like a bag and threw some drawers and some short. Mom, I'll be right back. They didn't even get up out of bed. I'll be right back. Cause I'm thinking I'm gonna go down with his guy. They finna go down there, see all that stuff on my record and come see me back. I didn't come back for 2 years. I did basic in Fort Benning, Georgia. And then from there, I went to Korea, and that was different. I took my first photography class when I was in Korea. They only offered a couple classes, and I think it was like English and science or something. I'm like, man, I want to go to school, but not school. Not school. You know what I'm saying? So photography class, that sounds fun. I think it was a sergeant teaching the class, and we had disposable cameras at that time. It was an amazing class, and that's when I first fell in love with photography. Leaving Miami, going to Korea, going to different places and shit, and actually question myself, is happiness farther away from my blackness? You know what I'm saying? But then like when I went to DC and I seen black excellence, and I seen people with long dreadlocks working at the Department of State, CEO businesses, and like seeing this whole chocolate city and this ecosystem of black politicians, black people at every level, from the bottom to the top and everywhere in between. That's when I got the love and appreciation for my people, my story, and my thing. Cause like DC is different, dog. The idea of being a photographer wasn't an idea. Like how the do you want, like, is that a job? No, you have to work. My daddy was a construction worker. My mama was a janitor at my high school. So just the idea of being to provide for your family through something that I ain't banging hammers in or sweeping, or, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother idea. I'm sure my sons are inspired by that, but my daughter, she's the artist. I showed her one of my images. I showed her all my images and told her to pick one and respond to it because I know she's a writer. So she picked a particular image and she responded to it. And knowing the backstory, she wrote the story about grief, this poem about grief that was so amazing, so touching. And then she performed it for my show. My heart full, I could die. As a man, it's my job to be here for my family and like to be that man, masculine energy, and people's lives who may not have it. Like if your dad wasn't there, so you may see that out. You know what I'm saying? My cousins, whatever. So if I have to be a masculine figure in their life, I have no problem being there, and I will be that for them because I know they need it and everybody need it. So like that's just my role as a man, and like I think that was my outlet because I've always had a job. I've always coached the kids, you know what I'm saying? And this was for me. My whole life I've been trying to like battle for that, you know what I'm saying? Like I was in Korea, got out of Korea, now I got a kid, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And like I'm going back to school. I first went to school for my stuff I needed for my job. And then after I did that, now it's my turn. Now then I start doing stuff that I want to do. I don't explain this to anybody. I think I show it to them. Like, cause this shit hard to explain. You take pictures on South, what do you take pictures of? Like, that's just hard to explain, you know what I'm saying? But like, my mom came to open, and I'm like, wow. After like parables, after I explain to them, after they see it displayed, they're like, now I get it. Now I see why our history is so important. Now I see why the post being so important. Like, you take it for granted because you've lived there forever, you know what I'm saying? But when you realize that shit ain't gonna be in 5 years. When your grandkids talk about it, when you tell them about it, they're not gonna have no point of reference. So now that's why that shit's so important. And even the photographers that I love or we love from back in the day, part of the reason why we love their work, because we can't see that shit no more.